Inconsistently consistent.
So should we start?
Yes, then you should start.
Yes, I think it's my turn to start anyways. Hello, and welcome back to Inconsistently Consistent, the podcast where we talk about who has to start the podcast. My name's Rachel,
My name's Melanie.
and this is a conversation that happens every week. But alas, here we are.
Alas.
Alas. I have a kind of a funny story for you.
Okay.
And this is just this tells the listeners who the type of person that I am. So I went to my gym the other night
Mm-hmm.
and I walked into the lobby. So there's a lobby there and there's a kiosk that if you sign up, you can like do your registration there and get your card so you can swipe and go in.
Okay.
When I went in, there was a girl there and she was trying to swipe her QR code to get her card and she was struggling with it. So I just kind of was there and I was like, you might have to, switch your phone out of dark mode and put it in the light mode because the thing doesn't pick it up. Because I keep my phone in dark mode all the time because I prefer the darkness over the lightness. It's easier on my eyes. And it looks prettier, in my opinion. Like dark mode on my iPhone, it looks prettier than the light mode. But that's just,
Mm-hmm.
She's like, oh, I never would have thought of that. So then we got to talking and she was like, oh, do you come here often? I was like, yeah, I try to come, fairly frequently. And I was like, oh, do you try to come here? She's like, oh, I just moved here 2 weeks ago. And I was like, oh, okay. And she's like, yeah, maybe we could go to the gym together sometime. I'm like, yeah, that'd be nice. I don't really have any gym friends really. And she's like, yeah, I don't really know anybody where I just moved here. And I was like, okay. So we decided
Oh my God, you're such an extrovert.
I know.
It makes me, the introvert in me is just cringing, Rachel. Oh, socialization. Jesus. Oh my God.
But we exchanged number and she started to read off her number and she goes 709 and I stopped and I went, are you from Newfoundland? And she goes, yeah, how did you know? And I was like, I'm from Newfoundland too. So she was like, how do you know I was from Newfoundland when we went to the gym? I was like, oh, because your number started with 709. That's how
Area code, yeah.
Yeah, she's like, oh, I thought it was my accent. I was like, you don't have an accent, dear. So also funny fact, her birthday is the day after mine.
Oh,
Yeah.
Rachel, the amount of information you find out about someone when you're socializing. How did you get this much information out of someone?
It's just who I am. We were talking, we went to the gym, we were doing our cardio, and we were just talking and asking, like, what do you do for fun? What brought you to Nova Scotia from Newfoundland? She moved up here for work, which is like me from 6 years ago. I moved up here for work. And we were talking how old we are. And I said, yeah, I'll be 29 in the fall. And she said, when's your birthday? I said, October 3rd. And she looked at me and was like, mine's October 4th. And I was like, you're joking. This was meant to be.
Oh my God, though, Rachel. I bought gym equipment for my house so I don't have to leave my house. Like, oh my God, the socialization. Rachel.
I did make friends with a monster in a haunted corn maze. So, I don't think, did I tell you that story?
No, tell me this story.
So we went to, there's a place up here that does like haunted corn mazes, haunted houses and stuff. It's a lot of fun. And the maze we were in, we were walking through and there was a guy standing around like a shack. And he's standing there and he goes, how's it going? And I turn around. I was like, oh, not bad. How's it going with you? And he's like, oh, this is it. I'm like, yeah, having fun scaring people. It's like, yeah, pretty much. All right, you guys have a good night.
What was his costume?
He was kind of dressed like a Michael Myers type character.
Okay.
And Victoria.
So, like, could you tell if he was, like, maintenance? or was like he supposed to scare people?
He was supposed to scare people, but like
Because like Michael Myers type outfit is like it could be like, are you a maintenance man or are you trying to scare people?
I think he
Either
was
way.
I think he was trying to scare people, but I think what happened is we saw him before he could scare us.
But
But yeah,
you
as
know what
we
I mean, though? Because I mean,
yeah,
like, with a knife in his hand, he's gonna kill you. With a
yeah,
wrench, he's gonna fix your pipes.
he could still kill you with the wrench.
Yeah, but like more likely he's just gonna do some work, right?
He's gonna do some work on your pipes. Ayy.
Ew. Rachel, I had a hard week. I had a really hard week. Even the talk, even like you telling stories of socialization is draining for me right now.
Okay. Well, I will stop telling you about how I make friends in random places, and we will get on to what this episode is actually about.
Yeah, Rachel, tell the people what this episode is actually about.
So, today's episode, as we've been saying through the whole month of May, if you haven't been listening, that's a you problem. It is our movie watch, and we watched Doctor Strange, not the new one, but the one that came out in 2016.
Yes, and I had not seen it before.
No,
Rachel, you've seen it.
I seen it multiple times, and I rewatched it on Saturday.
I rewatched it. Yeah, yeah. I watched it for the very first time yesterday.
Yes. So
Mhm.
I picked the movie, obviously, because I was the one who suggested it, and I've seen it multiple times, and I really enjoy it.
Mhm.
The movie, like I said, it came out in 2016, and it has an 89% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Mhm. Sounds about right. It's Marvel. Marvel usually does pretty well.
Yeah. So basically, like the synopsis of the movie is Dr. Stephen Strange, who is played by our lovely Banana Cumbercudo.
Bendy Dick, come and slats, come ba-da-dum. I can't talk
Benoit
today.
Concombre.
Benadryl Cumber Snatch.
Yep. Um, Life changes after a car accident robs him of the use of his hands. When traditional medicine fails him, he looks for healing and hope in a mysterious enclave. He quickly learns that the enclave is at the front line of a battle against unseen dark forces bent on destroying reality. Before long, Strange is forced to choose between his life of fortune and status or leave it all behind to defend the world as the most powerful sorcerer in existence. That is the synopsis that Rotten Tomatoes gave.
Yeah, they don't mention that he's the most powerful in the movie.
They do, because Tilda Swinton's character, the Ancient One, she mentions it briefly to Mordor, I think is his name is.
Mhm.
Briefly about how he could be the most powerful one, and she didn't want to lead another powerful one for having to go to the dark side. Because that's what happened with Caecilius.
Yeah, she's talking about how he's like questioning,
Hmm.
right? How he's questioning, like, he's very powerful and very, like, learning very quickly and stuff, and how he's questioning authority, like Caecilius, right? But I don't
Hmm.
remember her ever saying that he was the most powerful
I
at any
think,
point. But she might have. 'Cause
yeah,
I've only watched it once.
yeah. I'm
Once. Only
once.
watched it once.
She only watched it once. Okay, Sean Connery. Yeah, she does mention it because she doesn't want to like teach him because of the fact that she doesn't want him to turn out like Caecilius.
Mhm. Also, the synopsis makes it sound like a really happy type of movie, like he's really willing to give up all this, but
Mm-hmm.
he's really not. Like he's not on board.
No. So I guess at this point, we'll just get into discussing it.
Hmm.
I did have some reviews, but maybe we can like read those at the end.
Or we could start with reviews if you want.
Okay, we can start with reviews. All right. So this one is from Max Nexus 97144, and they gave it a 10 out of 10. And it says, one of Marvel's best. This movie is fantastic. I truly enjoyed watching it. Unlike most other movies of Marvel franchise, there is a heavy emphasis on character development. This keeps audience glued to the story on a deep cellular level. The movie is littered with spiritual themes, which adds further depth to this already amazing story. Those who like movies and TV series of medical genre are in for a treat. As the title suggests, the story involves a doctor. I also like how the story blends in and moves forward in perfect synchronization, particularly giving the complexity of the plot. Quite a tribute to the three screenwriters. Great movie. Can't wait for the next one. This one is by Damien Phelps. Maybe related to the Phelps twins from Harry Potter, unsure.
Or Michael Phelps, the swimmer.
Yeah, unsure. This one gave it a 9 out of 10 stars. And it says, the best of the Marvel Universe. This movie is a winner. Spectacular visuals, creatively represented that incorporated into the story side by side with the drama of a man searching to discover all he thinks he has lost. I can't imagine anyone else than BC playing this role. It is perfection. It keeps moving forward with a fantastic pacing that is fast but never feels rushed. Great touches of action slash drama and humor. Staggered the sequel has been so long in coming.
Yeah, because
Somebody gave it
this one
pretty
came out
average.
when?
2016.
Yeah, and the sequel didn't come out until now, 2022.
Yep.
It's a long wait, but Marvel fans usually are on board to wait for it because like Doctor Strange did show up
Hmm.
all throughout the rest of the series, like of the other series of films.
Yeah. I think that they had to do that with the way other ones fell.
Yeah,
Because like he makes an appearance in Thor Ragnarok. He's in both of the, and he's in
Spider-Man.
Infinity War and Endgame.
He shows
Um,
up in one of the Spider-Mans.
yeah, he shows up in the new Spider-Man, No Way Home,
Hmm.
because Peter goes
Spoilers.
to him for help with something, and that's all I'm gonna leave it at.
Hmm.
Um, and he is obviously, I think he gets referenced a few times in other movies, possibly. One thing I've seen is I know in Falcon and Winter Soldier when they've got the whole like thing in New York going on, there's a girl on TikTok who makes videos and they're like, "Hey, Sam and Bucky are fighting these people. Do you maybe want to get involved?" And the person who's like portraying Doctor Strange is like, "No, they called me a party trick magician. I don't want to get involved." Just him being really petty.
I like when they make the jokes about wizards.
Yes, I love
Yeah,
that. It's very good.
wizards. Wizards are sorcerers without the hat, or something like that.
Yeah, Doctor Strange is a
Is a wizard.
wizard. Like, yeah, no, he's a sorcerer. Like Doctor Strange is a sorcerer. A sorcerer is a wizard without a hat. And Buffy's just like, what the fuck, Sam? No. So, I don't. Do you have notes, thoughts, comments, questions, concerns, complaints written down about the movie you want to get into?
I have some stuff written down as I was going through. I just jotted down things as I was going.
Okay.
But the first thing I want to say is that the main thing that kept me away from the movie in the beginning was I don't like listening to Benedict Cumberbatch talk without his British accent because his American accent is really off-putting to me. And that is what mainly was my biggest thing was like I don't want to listen to it. So like I found it was like after maybe half an hour of the movie, I was okay then. And I was just like it was normal then, it was fine. But I like Doctor Strange in the beginning of the movie was such an unlikable character.
Mm-hmm.
I hated him.
Yeah, he was
He was such
very,
an ass.
yeah, he was ass, he was arrogant,
Mhm.
very know-it-all type of attitude.
Mhm. And he plays like Benedict Cumberbatch plays Sherlock in
Mm-hmm.
the Sherlock series. And he plays like an arrogant version of Sherlock. Like he's very arrogant. He's very like much like similar to the Doctor Strange character in the beginning, where he's this know-it-all and he's in your face and everything. But he has a charm to him in that show. There
Yeah.
was like no charm to Doctor Strange in the beginning, right? Like there was no likable quality at the beginning.
Yeah, I think they
Like,
did that on purpose, though.
yeah, like he definitely has that arc throughout the movie where at the
Mhm.
by the end of it, like you start to care about him and everything, but in the beginning you're like this asshole.
Yeah.
This piece of shit.
Yeah, it's like this motherfucker is trying to show up this poor resident about his music knowledge.
Yeah. And I was like, you have someone's life in your hands and you're doing like brain surgery there. And
Hmm.
you're like talking about music and stuff. And it's like, are you even looking at what you're doing?
Yeah, he was. He was
But
multitasking.
like, yeah, he's multitasking. But do you really want someone multitasking when they're like operating on your brain?
No, not really. I would prefer to have somebody focus because, one wrong and you could lose all function and anything
Mm-hmm.
because your brain controls basically your whole body.
Yeah, one wrong move and you're a vegetable.
Hmm. Pretty much. You're just a permanent vegetable. I did want to ask, did you get the reference in the movie to Captain America Civil War?
Mm, I don't think so. Or
Okay.
I didn't write it down.
Okay. Because the scene where he's in the car and I guess it's his secretary calls him
Mm-hmm.
and he's giving him a list of patients that could possibly see. And he mentions the war veteran who had his spine crushed in an experimental metal suit.
Oh,
Yeah, that was about Rhodey.
okay. Yeah, I didn't put that together.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The more you know.
Interesting. Yeah, that's cool.
I like how they do that when they throw little
Hmm.
Easter eggs in there for other Marvel movies.
Yeah, I was too excited that he got in a car crash. I was like, yeah, get that
Melanie!
motherfucker. Yeah. I was like,
Wow.
karma. He's an asshole.
I mean, he shouldn't have been texting and driving, I will say that.
He was
PSA.
looking at scans of people's brains while he was driving.
PSA listeners, don't look at scans of people's brains while driving.
I was like watching it and it was like 30 minutes of like this asshole. And I was like, you're treating Christine, Rachel McAdams' character, like an
Hmm.
asshole. You're treating your colleagues like assholes, like an asshole. You're going around being this arrogant prick
Hmm.
and you're talking in an American accent, so you have nothing going for you, Benedict Cumberbatch.
Uh,
So
I
I'm
find him
sorry,
pretty
he lost.
attractive.
I did too. When he had a British accent, he lost all brownie points. When he was behaving like an asshole with an American accent, if he changed his accent, I would be okay with it.
You see, I didn't think for some reason I didn't think he was British when I first saw the movie. I don't know why. Even though I know he'd been in like The Desolation of Smog,
Mm-hmm.
and I know he voices the dragon, and he's been in like the Star Trek, I think it's Into Darkness, he was in that one.
Mm-hmm.
But for some reason, I didn't associate in my brain that he was British. I thought he was American.
Oh. Have you never seen the Sherlock series?
I haven't.
Rachel, you need to watch it.
I
It's
know.
amazing.
I know. I have a lot of things I need to watch because I have all this free time now.
It's so good. I think it's still on Netflix,
Okay, I will have to get into that then.
but it's so good. He plays such a good Sherlock, and the Sherlock Watson dynamic is amazing. So
Hmm.
coming from watching him on that and loving him as Sherlock, and then him going to this and seeing him as this character, and I was just not, and I had a shitty week as well.
Hmm.
So I've just been like not in a good mood this weekend. So I was watching it and I was like, gets to the car crash and I was like, yeah, you deserve it, asshole. Start talking British again. Maybe this will teach you.
Oh man.
It didn't teach him his lesson.
No, spoiler
Spoiler
alert.
alert.
He's
Thanks.
he's he's still. Oh wait, what do I do if I hang on? Touch the nose to stop the jinx? Is that
Yeah,
what
I
it is?
guess.
Okay, I touched my nose. Yeah, no, car accident didn't stop him because he was still treating Christine like shit. He was treating his colleagues like shit. He was treating the physiotherapist who was helping
Mhm.
him like shit because he's like, oh, what do you know, bachelor's degree? And
Mhm.
first of all, in order to be a physiotherapist, you need a master's degree. Just saying.
Mhm.
Because like my friend's husband is a physiotherapist, and you had to do a master's in science and physiotherapy. So, me, just
Yeah, I think you need at least a bachelor's.
you need a bachelor so you can do the masters.
I don't know if it was like, I don't, maybe it's different in the US.
Oh, maybe.
I don't know. But still, that was an asshole move,
Yeah,
right? So you see why I was like, he got what he deserved. But
yeah,
like, it's a movie, so I'm allowed to say those things.
it's true. Very
I
true.
wouldn't say those things to real people.
No, not at all.
But right? It didn't, I think the only change really after the accident was he started treating himself like shit.
Yeah,
He just like included himself in the list of people he's treating like shit.
yeah, because he had this expectation that he could get fixed and go back to his life as like world renowned neurosurgeon, and obviously, his hands got messed up pretty bad.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't really do all the things that you could normally do.
Yeah. And so like going from this, like having him with the like shaking hands and all the pins in the hands and everything, I'm like surprised that at no point did he like, or no one suggested like, why not just use his like massive intellect and like ego to tell everybody else what to do, right? Because he still could be the best brain out there without having to use his hands, right? I think that's a little bit of a plot hole,
I never thought about that.
right? Like, just because he can't do the operating, he
Hmm.
could do the like academic side of things.
Yeah, like he could be a consult at yeah, I never thought about that.
Yeah.
He could be a consult at the hospital for like the neurosurgery department.
Hmm.
But I guess
So,
there's no fame. The thing is there's no fame in that for him.
but there could have been,
Yeah.
right? Like he could have been the best out there and he could have
Mhm.
changed his career path to be like, oh, look, this is what happened to my hands and I lost my hands and then I reworked it. So now I'm the best mind, right?
Yeah, that's true.
And he could have gotten fame by being the most highly sought after consult person, right? Like he
Mhm.
still could have been saving lives that way and been like that, like, or at least had Christine or someone uh, suggest that to him and him shoot that down because it's not enough for him. But I felt like that was like a plot hole.
It is. I've never thought about that before, and I've seen this movie multiple times.
Yeah,
I think I've always just accepted, like, well, his hands don't work. Guess he can't be a doctor or work in the healthcare setting anymore.
yeah. It's like, well, his hands don't work. He's fucked.
He can't do anything with his life. Oh well.
And this, well, I have lived with chronic illness and disabling conditions for this long. I've accommodated myself this way, that way, all over the fucking place. So this is why I come up with shit.
Hmm. And I have not lived with chronic illness and or pain my whole life, so
Hmm.
I that's probably why I was just like, well, can't do anything.
Well, your
which I
hands are
know is
gone, so fuck.
which I
Like,
know is like not a good mindset to have,
but you
especially
never had to deal with it, so you
no,
didn't have to try to accommodate for it. But
no.
the same thing is like when you had your knee injury, when you couldn't walk on that leg or you couldn't do something, like you would get crutches and you would start figuring out how to use the crutches and how to walk to like avoid the pain,
Mhm.
right? What would be work best and how best to get up off of things or how best to accommodate stairs and work, like negotiate around things.
Yeah.
You figure it out,
Yeah.
right? You're if you're willing to, like, if you're going to work towards something, you can figure out a way to make it work,
Mhm.
but you just have to do that.
Mhm.
And I think it should have been addressed, especially if it's a movie where it's a Marvel movie. They look at like they have a web so intricate of so many things, of so many movies piecing together all over the place.
Yeah.
Seems a little sloppy on that one.
Yeah, maybe they dropped the ball on that a little
Mhm.
bit. I can see that. Interesting. Never thought about it that way. Hmm.
I bring some input.
You do. You always bring input.
But not just he deserved it.
Not just he deserved it.
So after after the accident, he goes off and he he's like, "Oh, my hands, they don't work. Oh, I'm so sad." And then
I'm so sad. Oh no, my hands, they're broken.
the physiotherapist who he, called names and was like, "You bachelor's degree," and tried to put him down, and it's like, "Don't fucking do that. That's so mean."
Mhm.
And he was like, "I'm gonna shove something in your face and be like, hey, look, this guy that was like paralyzed and stuff and couldn't move and all that and couldn't walk ever again. He went and did something that was not medicine related and somehow can walk now. I'm gonna show you that one." So he showed him a file, and then Doctor Strange was like, "Oh my god, I gotta find out
He's like,
what he did."
how? How did he do this?
Yeah, so he went and found that guy,
Mhm.
who I was surprised to recognize the actor that played him. I
Oh.
don't know the name of, but he's like in a lot of like cop, like crime shows.
Oh. I wonder who that
Yeah,
actor is. Because
I
I
don't know the
didn't
name.
recognize
He's like, I think he was on a show called Without a Trace. I think
him.
he was, but I watched so many like procedural crime shows and stuff. My mom always got me into them from the time I was a kid. So I remember his face. Like, he's not like a big actor anymore, but
Hmm.
he used to be on those all the time because my mom was watching reruns of all that shit constantly. When I was probably way too young to be seeing these.
Yeah.
There's a reason I'm fucked up.
Just a tad, yeah.
I was just like, but who's the murderer at 8?
Who is the
Hey,
murderer?
how could they break in? All the doors were locked, Mom. Well, how did they get in?
I
But
know.
only 57 stab wounds? What?
What?
I'm only 8. I can't count that high.
Uh-huh. Hmm.
Yeah. So Buddy's like, I went to some spiritual healer thing in Nepal and magic. Woo.
Wee.
Yeah. So then Doctor Strange goes on a plane and goes, woo.
He goes, wee. Yeah, he goes to find Kamertage.
Yes.
And he's like walking around and touching all the stuff. And it's just like going up to random people, Kamertage, and they just look at him like, excuse me?
I wonder what that translates to.
I don't know.
Like, what if that translated to something really weird?
That would be funny.
Right? Like, what if it translated that to like stinky shoes or something? Right? And he's just going around, stinky shoes? Stinky
Stinky,
shoes.
stinky
And they're
shoes.
like, what is this guy talking about?
It's like,
Should
why
we
is it?
call someone?
Yes, yes, definitely. Interesting. Yeah, and then he gets beat up.
Mm-hmm. And I'm like, yes, thank you. Again, he deserved it.
Yeah, Melanie's like, yes, get beat up.
Mm-hmm. I'm like, yes, he's been going around asking about stinky shoes. He deserves it.
And then Mordor saves him.
Mm-hmm. Oh, speaking of, I was like, Mordor. Why are they talking about Mordor? Like fucking Lord of the Rings?
Hmm.
Mordor? And I Googled it and it's Mordo.
Yeah, I've been pronouncing it wrong.
But no, but they pronounce it Mordor. They're like Mordor.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they do.
Yeah, they say it like Mordor or like
Hmm.
Mordor. Kind of like, I don't know if they don't, I don't know how, but it sounds like Mordor. Like the fucking Lord of the Rings thing.
Hmm.
I'm like, where's the Eye of Sauron? Where's that coming into it? Right? Like, are they going after that now?
Yes, they are.
Is that what all this is about? So anyway, yeah, he gets into the thing and they're all like, haha, we're gonna teach you magic. And then they're like, haha, no, get out.
It's like, oh. Well, yeah,
And
because he's like, there's no such thing as this. And then Tilda Swinton's like, bitch, I'm going to put you into your astral form.
yes, Tilda Swinton with her bald ass head is a little badass.
She's fierce with that bald head. She really is.
Yeah. And I don't know what it is about it, but every time I look at Tilda Swinton, she looks like she should be playing an alien,
Yeah, I can see that.
right? I don't know if I ever saw her playing an alien or not, but every time I see her, it doesn't matter if she's in a movie or like doing press or anything. No matter what she's wearing, no matter what makeup she's got on, no matter what role she's in, I'm like, that woman's an alien,
Hmm.
right? I see alien every time I look at her.
Trying to see if she's been in any movies that have aliens.
I tried to look it up, but I was like, what alien did she play? And I couldn't find one.
No, I don't think she has. I mean, Chronicles of Narnia would be.
Yeah, but that's not an alien,
No,
right?
it's not.
But every time I see her, I think alien. And I can't stop it. It doesn't matter. I see her on the red carpet and I'm like, alien.
Alien.
All right. And I'm like, that alien movie. And I'm like, what alien movie? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think
Does she not look like an alien? Like,
she does.
right? She's got like an alien look to her.
Hmm.
Like, I don't know how to describe it. It's her face, but
Yeah, I
something
think
about her face.
Yeah, I think it's just there is something about her face, definitely.
I don't know.
But yeah, I don't think she's ever been in. I'm just going through her film history. I don't think she's ever been in anything that would have
I don't
aliens.
know.
Hmm.
I don't think so. I don't think I ever really saw her in anything. Maybe I just saw her once and the way she had her makeup done or something, I was like, "Oh my god, she looks like an alien." And then my brain has just kept that and I can't get rid of it.
Oh, maybe.
I don't know. Sometimes my brain just has stuff in it and I can't get it out. So that's one of those things. Just Tilda Swinton is an alien.
Yeah,
No
I can
matter
see.
when I see her. And for some reason, I also could not connect to her in the movie. Like, I I did not feel like I built like an emotional connection to her, or
Hmm.
like Strange built an emotional connection to her,
Yeah.
like as like a teacher student relationship.
I mean, technically, she didn't really teach. She was kind of just observing because there was other people that did the teaching, like Master Hamir and like Mordo did the teaching.
Yeah,
Wong, I love Wong. Just as a side note,
I love Wong.
I
I
love Wong.
did. I
He's so,
wrote that down too. I was like, Wong is awesome.
but yeah, she didn't really teach. She was just kind of observing.
Yeah. But how, like, and I don't know if we want to mention what happens later in the movie.
I mean, we can. Like I said, if people haven't seen it and they're listening, it's your fault if you get spoiled. Like, I have no
Okay.
sympathy for you.
Well, the ancient one dies later on,
Yeah.
right? And for the amount, like, to actually build up like an emotion to feel like upset that she dies, and then like Strange isn't able to save her and all this,
Hmm.
and he's like gonna take her place at some point, right? It's
Yeah.
like I was like, I don't feel like it's big enough. Like there was enough of a connection.
I think maybe it comes down to him being like in the medical profession because they take the Hippocratic oath
Hmm.
to do no harm. And maybe he felt like he had an obligation because of that to try and save her, even if he didn't have that deep of connection with her.
Hmm.
Because think about it. I mean, it turned out she was drawing powers from the dark dimension. Like she was drawing powers from Dormammu,
Hmm.
which that's a name.
Yeah, that's a weird ass name.
Yep. But she kind of lied to him, so I can't see how he would have been like, okay, yeah, she lied to me, but I'm still gonna, you know,
Hmm.
trust her, whatever he was gonna do. Just seemed kind of,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Maybe it's just that like it wasn't supposed to be like a
Mhm.
emotional connection thing,
Yeah.
right? That it was supposed to be that just supposed to be that he, got, introduced to
Hmm.
all this because of that, you know, that community and that and her, yes, but
Hmm.
she she's not really an emotional connection to him as much. It's just like that little scene that they have where they're both like astral projecting and talking
Hmm.
is supposed to be this like little emotional scene. I kind of wish that they had a scene before that where they had a little like heart to heart talk
Yeah.
beforehand, like while they were back uh in the place in Nepal.
Yeah.
Yeah. If they had like a talk then that was more like emotional.
Yeah, because they didn't really have any deep talks. So that did kind of seem very odd for him to be like, "Oh, you're astral projection. I'm a astral projected. Like we're gonna have this conversation, and
Mhm.
I'm gonna take over your role as Sorcerer Supreme because even though." I didn't want to do this because I killed that one of the zealots, and I was like, I
Hmm.
can't do this, but now I'm like, yeah, I guess I can do this.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think one of so I guess because we've already mentioned Wong, I love Wong.
I do. I love him so much too.
He's so
He's so good. He's
uh
so funny. He's so lovable. I
mhm.
love the dynamic between him and Strange,
It's so good.
right? And I love the change in Strange.
Mhm.
Like, and I do like how it, like, he did have to start off as this complete asshole to
Mhm.
make the change to this, like, better person by the end of things.
Mhm.
And the way he was self-sacrificing there at the end, right?
Mhm.
Because that had to be this complete 180 from where he was.
Yeah, he's kind of got the similar um transformation as Tony, because Tony started off
Hmm.
as arrogant and kind of the same as Doctor Strange, which is why I think they butt heads a lot in Infinity War
Mm,
because they have very strong personalities and they're very similar in their personalities.
yeah. And they're
Um,
both highly intelligent and kind of arrogant. And they're
yeah,
trying to, like, I think, get a handle on their own arrogance to the
yeah,
point, like, of controlling it and, making it work for them.
yeah.
But they they can't. I think their egos get in the way of them sometimes.
Oh, definitely. Because there's even a line in Infinity War where Strange says to Tony, like, "Are you incapable of letting your ego go for one goddamn second?"
Yeah.
Mhm. I also love how Wong now loves Beyonce.
Yeah, that was good.
Him sitting there in like the library, and you just hear what? You can see like the slight head nod to it.
Yeah.
Wong, I don't know if you've seen Shang-Chi yet.
No, not yet.
Wong makes an appearance in that movie.
I'll have to watch it just to see Wong.
Yeah. Oh, it's good. Also, I will say that movie in general, like I really enjoyed it.
Mhm.
It was really good. So one of my favorite scenes in Doctor Strange is with when he's at I think it's the London Sanctum, and Caecilius and the Zealots show up,
Mhm.
and he's like, your name." He's like, "Strange, Mr. Strange." He's like, "Doctor Strange, Mr." It's like, "Mr. Doctor Strange."
And then he's like, strange. He's like, it is strange,
It is
yes.
strange, yes, and he calls him Mr. Doctor. I found that interaction really funny where he's like, "Mr. Doctor."
Yeah. I liked some of that comedic stuff coming in. I
Mhm.
also like the cape. When the cape comes out and
Oh,
the
yeah.
cape starts doing stuff
Yeah.
and the cape starts getting in on some of the comedic moments. Like, there's a part where at near the end of the movie that, like, really close to the end actually, that Strange is crying and the cape is wiping his tears, and then Strange is like swatting at it. He's like,
Yeah,
"Stop
he's
it!
like,
Stop
"Stop,
it!"
stop it, stop." Yeah. And I also like at one point where Strange is gonna run to a different weapon, but the cape's trying to pull him back to that cage
Yeah.
thing that he traps Caecilius in, and he's trying to run, and he's like, "Come on."
Yeah, the cloak. That is
The
such
cloak of
a
levitation.
yeah. That cloak has got such a personality, and
I
I
love it.
fucking loved it.
It's so good. Like when it flew over the zealot's face and was like flopping around. Oh, I love the cloak.
I also, on the Zealots, like the eye makeup that they
Mhm.
did, that makeup looked so cool.
It did.
Yeah, and, like, the whole visual effects for the movie was probably one of my favorite parts.
Mhm.
Like, the makeup that they had on the zealots was really, really cool. And the
Mhm.
visual effects of all going into the mirror dimensions and like
Mhm.
the magic stuff was really, really cool. And like in the mirror dimensions and how they moved all of the stuff, like all the buildings and stuff,
Mhm.
that was wicked.
Yeah.
Those things were amazing. I fucking loved it. And
Yeah,
it
that's one.
reminded me a lot of like there was stuff moving like that in Harry Potter movies?
Yeah, with the staircase and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, like the staircase and like how Sirius Black's house.
Yep.
Remember how that would move like to appear between two other houses?
Mhm.
Like the buildings would move apart.
Mhm.
It reminded me of that, but on this like bigger, grander scale of like all these buildings moving and like shifting and stuff. Like
Mhm.
that was probably my favorite part, just like visually to watch this movie was like amazing. I wish I could have saw it on a big screen because that would have been amazing.
Yeah, there's one thing a lot of the reviews have in common is they all talk about how the visual effects are fantastic. And I have to agree because like
Mhm.
the mirror dimension and just like when they're doing the stuff with the sling ring and like they have
Mhm.
to make a weapon or when he's got the Eye of Agamotto, aka the Time Stone, and he's doing stuff
Mhm.
with that. And even like one of at the end of the movie when he's up with Dormammu and like that whole sequence
Yes.
was really cool.
Mhm.
And yeah, the Zealot's eye makeup is pretty fleek. It's like, welcome to 2016 Jenna's Ratchet Salon.
Gemma's Ratchet Salon 2.0.
hmm I love how Christine, when she heard him come back, like, Christine, she's like, you've got to be kidding me. She's like, I don't want to see you. Go away. Leave me alone. She's like, please.
I love how the one thing he kept though was the watch that had the inscription on it from her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I really like that. Even though the watch got broken and stuff, I do love how he
Mhm.
kept that because it means that
Yeah.
he has a little bit of a heart.
Yeah, that he has a heart.
hmm
And I also kind of liked that they didn't actually have a kiss.
So did I, yeah.
Yeah, that they had that scene where you think they're like about to kiss near the end of the movie, and
hmm
they had a cheek kiss instead of a full-on kiss, and I was like, that feels right for
Yeah.
this movie because if they had just like made out and been like, "Oh yeah, everything's fine," right?
hmm
That wouldn't have felt right. Like this their relationship had not progressed enough to be like, "Oh yeah, we're getting together."
Yeah. I do like it, especially because they were leading in, and then it was like Dr. Palmer to the OR, and she was like,
Mhm.
that she had to go. She's like, yeah, I gotta go because, I still have this thing called a job, even though you don't have a job anymore. I do.
Yeah. You're like a magic wizard man.
You're a wizard, Harry, but I'm a doctor. Yeah, I that's one of my favorite, obviously, because he's tattooed on my body, but that's one of my
Mhm.
favorite of the movies. I really enjoy it. It's one of the ones that I can watch over and over and not get sick of.
Mhm.
Because it's just like there's like it's a perfect balance, I think, of like the comedy moments and like the seriousness, and they have good character development.
Yeah, he does go on a full journey
hmm
of that. And Wong, I really wish Wong had more time on screen.
hmm
I loved Wong. I want more Wong.
Yeah, like I said, Wong is in Shang-Chi, and he's also in the new Spider-Man movie,
Mhm.
and obviously Endgame and
Yeah.
Infinity War.
Mhm.
But I definitely want more Wong.
And I imagine Wong will be in the new Doctor Strange.
He is. I've seen him in the trailer,
Mhm.
which is exciting. And there's also a guy on TikTok who could be Bombledom Common Q's twin. And he went to the red carpet premiere of Multiverse of Madness, and him and Wong got a picture together.
Oh.
and then he got a picture with Benedict.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, Wong is
Mm-hmm.
good. And when Wong laughs at the end,
Yeah, and the whole time, right? He's not reacting to any of Strange's jokes,
because
and then he has to crack up at the end.
he makes I can't remember the exact joke he makes, but it's something
No,
about
he said that the warnings on the spells
yeah,
are after, right? Because he said it earlier, like when he got caught by Wong, he
yeah,
was trying to look, he was trying to put back the spell that Caecilius stole,
hmm
right? And he wanted to know what it said. And Wong caught him, and then he was like, "Don't you know about the risks?" And he's like, "They should really put those in the front, right? Before the
yeah,
spells, not after." He didn't read that far.
yeah.
But then he said the same thing there. He was like, they should really put the risks
I think he said to
beforehand.
him, like, you really should have read the warnings. They come after the spell.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, Wong
And
started laughing.
Wong just cracked up. That is so funny.
And they were just like, what?
One thing, in the cut scene, like the end, the after
Mhm,
credit scene, the one with Mordor,
mhm,
Mordor, whatever the fucking name is.
mhm,
I was trying to figure out where he would get picked up again, because
mhm.
he goes after the guy that could walk again by the
Yeah.
magic
Mhm.
and tries to and steals his magic.
Yeah.
It says there's too many sorcerers in the
Yeah.
world, right? And I was like, oh, that's interesting because he just turned his back on the sorcerers and stuff
Mhm.
because of learning about the ancient one using the dark magic or using the forbidden shit. And and I was trying to figure out where he would be picking up. And in my Googling, apparently he's one of the um, kind of nemesises of Strange in the comic books,
Mhm.
but he hasn't shown up in a movie yet.
So I think I've seen him in the trailer for the new one.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Hmm. Interesting. Because I think that would be a really interesting um, like next step for
Mhm.
Doctor Strange, right? Because having him deal with the whole Avenger situation with the end game and everything and dealing with Thanos was
Mhm.
a whole shit show of a situation. But the dealing with like his own kind of like politics and his own kind of sphere,
Mhm.
I think that would be interesting because I liked Mordor as a character
Yeah, I did
and
too.
I wanted to know more about his background of like why was he so upset about that, right? Because he
I
talked about like
actually
fighting his demons and stuff.
just had that looked up. Yeah, so I'm on a page on Wikipedia. It's list of all the Marvel characters.
Mm-hmm.
And it says that the Ancient One notes that Mordo's strength must be balanced by Strange, since Mordo is unable to recognize the need for moral flexibility and compromise.
Mm-hmm.
So he comes to believe that all magic perverts, okay, mhm, and disrupts the natural order, thus causing him to set out to stop others from using it.
By using it.
Yeah,
That's the ironic situation, right? I
yeah.
will stop you all from using magic by using magic.
Yes, because he Mordor later visits Master Jonathan Pangborn, that's the name of the guy,
Mm-hmm.
and steals the energy he uses to walk, stating that the world has too many sorcerers.
Mm-hmm.
So I think his thing is he is unable to recognize that things are not black and white.
Mm-hmm.
Like things are gray. We've discussed this before, I think, on the Deadpool episode, or maybe another one where we've talked about how Yeah, we have
Deadpool
like
is just
Deadpool.
like
We
in
talked about
gray.
it's moral gray because we talked about Steve Rogers sees things as black and white,
Yeah.
and Deadpool sees morality as gray. And like that's basically what that's saying is Mordor is unable to understand that sometimes you have to make bad decisions for the greater good, which is what the Ancient One did by drawing power from Dormammu.
Hmm.
And he can't wrap his head around that. I think it mentions it has to do something with his trauma of some sort.
Yeah.
Um, Let me see what it says. Fictional. Doesn't really give much. It said he was a Transylvanian nobleman. And this must be in the comics, though.
Yeah.
Hmm. Interesting. Apparently, in the comics, it looks like Mordor tried to kill the Ancient One. Interesting.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting.
Very, very.
Yeah. So now I just need to be able to see the second Doctor Strange.
Same.
Yeah. When will this be on streaming platforms? I don't have a movie theater.
Um, it will probably be.
I
Um,
ask you like you know.
yeah,
You're in
like
charge of it.
yeah, I am. I'm the one who decides when it goes on streaming platforms.
Yeah, it's
Um,
only your decision.
I think because it's still in theaters because it just came out the beginning of this month.
Hmm.
So it will probably be a while before it's in theaters. I'm debating if I think I might go see it in theater.
I might be able to, but it involves traveling like
Yeah.
4 hours away and setting that up, and
Or
that's so much
maybe
work.
if it's like on if I can rent it through Cineplex when it comes out. But I don't want to do the same thing I had to do with Spider-Man to avoid spoilers. So I might go see it. I know I have some friends up here that want to go see it because we're all really into Marvel. I know Lauren has
Hmm.
mentioned she wants to go see it, so we'll probably do that at some point.
Hmm.
Um, and so there was two post-credit scenes, obviously, because Marvel does us like
Yeah.
that. The one with Thor is funny because it's literally the beginning scene of like Thor Ragnarok. It's basically they just cut and copy. They had the exact same conversation because I was watching Thor Ragnarok before we started, and it's the exact same conversation. Like, oh, so if I help you find your father, you'll go back to Asgard, and Thor's like, yes, we'll go back to Asgard. He's like, perfect, I know where he is. Let's go.
Yeah.
And Thor being like, so Earth has wizards now.
Mhm.
Very good, very good, very good.
Yeah. It's strange looking back on it and seeing Thor as he was.
Yeah, it's strange seeing him with long hair.
Yeah.
Speaking of Thor, have you seen the trailer for Thor: Love and Thunder?
No.
Oh.
I've seen like little um not clips, but pictures of it,
Hmm.
but I haven't seen the trailer. I didn't realize there was a trailer
Yeah,
out yet.
the trailer came out a few weeks ago.
I have just been in under a rock apparently.
I mean, you live on the rocks, and that makes sense.
Yeah, apparently I went under it.
Hmm. Yeah, there's a trailer out for Thor: Love and Thunder.
So
Looks
is Natalie Portman in it, or have I just been seeing random shit?
pretty sure she is.
Okay, because I've been seeing pictures of her in like a costume with a hammer.
Yeah, she is.
And I was like, this like fan made shit?
Nope, she's in it because the Guardians of the Galaxy people are in it too.
It's Groot?
Yeah, Groot's in it.
I love Groot.
Drax the Destroyer,
Is
Nebula.
Rocket?
Yes.
If Groot and Rocket are in it,
hmm
then that's all I really care about for Guardians of the
Apparently,
Galaxy.
apparently, the Grand Master makes an appearance.
Oh.
Yeah,
Wait, who's the Grand Master?
Jeff Goldblum.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I forgot what he was called.
yeah. So yeah, yeah. Groot and Rocket are in it. Apparently, Zeus is in it.
Do we know who Zeus is?
Russell Crowe plays Zeus.
Has he been in it before? Like in a
No,
movie? No, like he has. That's
this is
new.
why I'm confused because that's different mythology.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. We can do
Yeah,
that.
yeah. You have to look up. Um,
Yeah, the Greeks and the Vikings, they were just hanging out. Didn't you know that?
no, I did not.
They hung out a lot.
I didn't know that. But yeah, so you need to look at that trailer. There's also a trailer for She-Hulk that came out.
This sounds like fan fiction.
It's not.
It sounds like fan fiction,
It's
though.
not. Though.
It doesn't sound real.
But yeah, there's a trailer for She-Hulk, which looks good. Banner,
Like
our lovely Banner, makes an appearance.
like Thor, Love and Thunder
Yeah.
sounds like fan fiction.
hmm
It sounds like someone decided to write an erotic romance novel for Thor, right? And then She-Hulk sounds like a gender swapped fan fiction of the Hulk.
No, I think She-Hulk. I think her and actual Hulk are cousins.
Okay, fan fiction
Yeah,
right
she's
there.
Bruce Banner's cousin.
Yeah, Bruce Banner's cousin. Now, which one of the Avengers does she fall in love with?
I don't think
And I'll
any of
tell
the
you
other.
if this is fan fiction.
It doesn't say. I don't think any of the.
Tell me where it's on fanfiction.net. Okay. This is where it is. I know where it is. Are they filming fan fiction now? They did with 50 Shades of Grey.
I don't know, man. They might be.
They might be doing it with Marvel. They did it with Twilight. Now they're going to do it with Marvel.
Don't. No. No. I. I refuse. I
I'm
refuse.
sorry. Would you like to see someone dressed up as Thor fucking someone?
I'm not gonna dignify that with a response.
I know the answer, even though you won't say it.
Not dignifying that with a response.
Many people would pay, okay? If if no one's doing it, I'm proposing it right now, and I'd like to patent this as an idea. So if anyone does it, they have to pay me right now.
HBO would definitely pick this up.
I would like to propose the Marvel characters in erotic movies.
There's okay. I'm saying this and will not confirm nor deny that I've been on this website. There's probably some porn videos with these characters.
I am talking about real licensed ones from Marvel, though.
You're talking about like 365 days, you lost baby girl type of movie.
Oh, what the fuck did you just say?
Have you not seen 365 days?
No?
Oh, all right. It's on Netflix. 50 Shades walked so that movie could run.
Okay, I've never even seen the 50 Shades ones.
50 Shades movies are trash.
Yes, that's why I haven't seen them.
I've seen them
When
on.
the 50 Shades first book came out, I read like almost not even the first half of it. I was like, I'm sorry, they didn't give the protagonist a fucking personality.
No.
So, and like not reading this anymore. So I refuse to have any
Yeah.
part of that series.
No, it's bad. But 365 Days is, yeah. Oof, the first one, anyways. The second one is trash. But yeah, this is not a porn podcast. I mean,
Patent that idea. Not that we're making it, just that if someone does, they have to pay us.
yeah, they have to pay us royalties because we said it here first.
You heard it here first, people. Porn podcast. Oh, legit though, there actually are those. Sorry, we can't patent that. I did hear about that before.
Yeah.
Do you know the comedian Taylor Tomlinson?
Yes. Yeah.
She posted about how someone had told her to get into audio porn
Oh no.
because apparently because she said she didn't like porn and apparently she doesn't masturbate correctly according to her friends at brunch. So to make sure that, she could, be better at brunch, they told her to listen to audio porn. And she started playing it in one of her Instagram videos. And the first like minute and a half that she played on there it was like the story of it. And it's apparently you're in a car wreck and a guy is just trying to calm you down. And it's basically like talking you through like the insurance will take care of everything, don't worry about it. But like it wasn't anything sexual. It was just like talking about how there wasn't going to be any liability and like the insurance would take care of everything and all this. How is that supposed to turn you on?
What?
You won't get any demerits on your license. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry, your insurance premiums aren't going to go up because of this.
Yeah, it's a no-fault thing. You were totally not at fault. You weren't even driving. Don't worry
It's
about it.
okay. Your car's going to get written off and we're going to get you a nice, shiny new one.
Yeah, sit down here. It'll be totally fine.
Don't you
Just
sit on my
take deep
lap.
breaths. No, it wasn't even like that. There was nothing sexual about it at all. It was really ridiculous. You
Oh,
might as well have been on the phone with an insurance claims adjuster.
oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Wow. We got off the rails in this one. Holy shit.
Yeah. Well, it's in the title, Strange.
Yeah, very true. Do you have any final thoughts about Strange?
Better than an insurance salesman trying to get you off. 5 stars out of 5.
I mean,
That is
I'm just gonna say it.
my review.
I have this thought. I'm just gonna say, I bet you Strange wouldn't get you off in the bedroom. He seems too selfish for that.
Yeah. But I'm sure it was better than an insurance salesman.
Definitely.
He wouldn't be like, your car's gonna be fine.
He'd be like, "You want to hear about your car's extended warranty?"
Talk about our premium plus package.
Oh yeah. Oh my goodness. So
Strange would be like, look what I can do with my shaky hands.
actually, he wouldn't even need to use his actual hands. He'd just be able to like use his sorcerer powers.
be like, look, Rachel, no hands.
Oh my
Don't
god.
die on me.
I can't die. Not like this. So yeah, this is our movie episode for Doctor Strange. I think we need to rein this in because we're going off the rails.
Mm-hmm. Like his
Uh,
car over the rails, you know?
Yep. Like his car just into the ditch
Mm-hmm.
because he was looking at brain scans and driving.
And being a bitch.
Yeah, being a batch. Yeah, this was our movie watch for May. We have not decided on a movie for June yet. So if you have any suggestions, you can drop them in our socials. And Melanie, what are our
Rachel,
socials?
our socials are on social media
Yeah,
where you can find them.
yeah.
So on Facebook, we are Inconsistently Consistent. And I feel like that wasn't right. Is it
No,
right?
that's right. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I need approval. I need validation, Rachel. On Instagram, we are at Inconsistent Podcast 1.
Yep.
Okay, yep, got that one. And then it's been a while since we recorded, so I'm doing well, I think.
You are. You
Okay.
are doing very well.
And then our email that you can reach us at is inconsistent. Yeah, there you go. At gmail.com. Yeah.
Yeah. If you have
You
any,
get that?
we got that. At gmail.com. Yeah, if you have any movie suggestions or if you've watched Doctor Strange and you have any thoughts, drop them our way. If you have any suggestions for episode ideas in general, you can drop them our way. If you have any friends who might like this podcast, why not tell them about it, share it, like and review on your podcast platform. That helps with our engagement. And I think that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Mm-hmm. That's about it.
So bye.
Bye.